I'm going to shoot a little video today, try to make short clips and do some boneless, skinless chicken breast on the smoker. And right now I gotta wait because my friends are still eating. So, and it's kind of early, but I'll show you the whole process from the wood I'm going to use to the smoke and the final product. Stick around. And I decided to go for additional smoke. I'm going to use cherry and mesquite chunks, and in addition to the maple that I'm going to use for the fire itself. And we'll get to that shortly. I'm getting everything laid out here, so we're going to do the boneless, skinless chicken breast. It's going to get smoked, about 30 minutes, and it's going to get wrapped up with butter and left on a higher heat to just get to temperature and moist after it gets enough smoke. I also decided to smoke some shrimp. I'm going to lay it out in rows and layer bacon over the top of it, smoke that. That won't take as long, so that'll go on later. But I decided to go again with about half a chimney full of charcoal. Light it with the paper towels that I've used to clean my hands with. Just enough to maybe make one layer there. And then I'm going to start adding the fuel, which is going to be the maple we had cut down in the backyard. And then we're going to add the mesquite chunks and cherry chips for smoked flavor. And then we'll be back. All right, time to gather the wood for the fire. Maple, Canadian maple. Charcoal's lit. It's about one row. Start adding the wood. Let her catch. All right, that didn't take too long. A couple more minutes and I'll close her up and start bringing everything up to temperature. As you can see, it's still not hot yet. We're getting there. We're just getting started. Be back in a little. All right, now the breasts are getting ready to go on. Just a little salt, pepper. I used sea salt, coarse. And I used a little Kinder's garlic and herb and a touch of cumin. I've thrown a couple of these mesquite chunks in there. Those two red ones. I'll throw a little cherry wood in a minute. But we're up to, I tweaked it down. It was up to 350. I got it down to 250. And we're going to throw them on. Breast side up. Okay, after about 30 minutes or so, probably, maybe 45, depends. And then we're going to wrap them in butter and maybe a little garlic and throw them back on and raise the temperature. So right now, we're going to close the firebox and make sure we get our temperature set. I want it around 250 is fine, but no higher than that for the first 45, 30 minutes. We'll come back. All right, back again. Breast have been in there, about 45 minutes or an hour. I also had put bacon on top of them after they were smoked for quite a while. And I figured I'd transfer the bacon, it's called a smoker for a reason, to a tray. And under all that bacon is 8 rows of shrimp. So I'm smoking the bacon on top of shrimp. So we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, I'm going to take the chicken in, and I'm going to take each one, wrap them separate with a big old piece of butter, wrap them up, put them back on the grill just for heat. See that? One wrapped and one to go. The breast of chicken have been wrapped in foil with a big old slice of butter. And it's time for the shrimp here. See, I told you it was bacon, but underneath the bacon, the shrimp. And I'm deeming the shrimp is done, but I'm going to leave the bacon in here to smoke all the way through. Okay? Be back in a minute. All right, well, how's it going? I don't really know how long I've had it going, but I've finished it all. The shrimp was done first, and I got to tell you, it's freaking delicious. It was covered, remember, with strips of bacon, and then after a while I pulled the bacon off. I wrapped it in foil with butter. Yeah, a lot of butter, and put it back on the grill. Left it in a long, long time for shrimp, but it's still soft. and it's awesome. Here's the breast of chicken, because when I got done smoking that, I did the same thing. A big slice of butter in there, and it's done just beautifully. And last but not least, and I'm finding this to be my favorite, the dang bacon. What up with that? It looks burnt. It's not. It's like beef jerky, and it tastes amazing. All of it has a really outstanding smoky flavor from the maple and the mesquite chunks and the cherry chips. And one thing I've learned is don't worry about getting it to a certain temperature and it being done. That's baloney. If you do it at a low temperature, you just have to let it cook a long time, and it's perfectly safe. And this is way up. Temperatures on this is way about 180. So we're good to go. Anyway, smoke your meat and try bacon. I just can't believe it, but it's outstanding. All right, we'll talk to you next time. Bye.